Hi, my name is McKinley Thompson, and today we're going to be discussing Chapter 6, which goes over gender roles and what that means in communication. So, starting off, I'd like you to think about a time that you've been to a gender reveal or seen a gender reveal, maybe whether it be TikTok, Facebook, whatever streaming platform you've seen that on. And if you haven't seen one, definitely look one up so you can better understand this. But what happens is you go and they have a box or a balloon or confetti poppers or something of that sort where they're going to announce the color pink or blue associated with the gender of their unborn baby. And so, from that color that we see pop and that exciting moment, there's a name picked out, there's clothes that they're dedicated to wear, there's a certain way that their room will be set up, all based off of their gender before they're even born. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about why that is and kind of think a little bit deeper about some of the terms and the things that we believe about gender. So, according to the book, gender is a broader term encompassing the social, psychological, and behavioral attributes that a particular culture associates with an individual's biological sex. And so today we're going to talk about the that we're moving away from the idea that there are only two binary poles of femininity and masculinity. We're going to talk about how historically society has associated gender roles from the very beginning of a child's life. And then we're going to talk about the pink tax and wage disparity. So, starting off, we're going to talk about how we're moving away from this idea that there are two binary poles of femininity and masculinity. And what I mean by this is you are either a feminine person or you are a masculine person. And so we're realizing now that it's more of kind of a box where femininity and masculinity, they lie on the different axes. And you can have high femininity, low femininity, high masculinity, low masculinity, vice versa. And really that you can fall anywhere on this plane, and that it's really more of a fluid idea, and that you can really be a combination of both. Different attributes or characteristics that you have can land at different places on the field. And so we're realizing that this is kind of more of a broad thing than we realize. So gradually we're moving away from a society of constructed gender polarization in which virtually every aspect of the human experience is constructed to male and female sex distinctions. And that comes from McCormick and Morrison, 2019, page 149. So, next, we're going to talk about how historically society associated gender roles from the very beginning of a child's life. So, like we discussed in the introduction, from the moment of the gender reveals, from the moment that a family finds out what gender their baby is going to be, so many things are already decided and thought upon, and what toys they're going to play with, how their birthday parties will look, their costumes that they're allowed to wear. Can your little boy be a princess? Can your little girl be a football player? Um, Even their McDonald's Happy Meals, they ask you boy or girl and give you a Transformer toy or a My Little Pony toy. The kind of clothes that you buy, the branding that's on them, what they're considered appropriate to wear for them, how their bedroom is decorated, whether it's in ballerinas or it's in baseball cards, what activities you involve them in, whether it's ballet or whether it's sports, gymnastics, things like that, what is deemed appropriate in your mind. There are underlying assumptions that boys play sports better than girls, and that boys wear shorter hairstyles than girls. Therefore, if a girl has a short haircut and plays soccer well, then she must not be a girl. Gender roles or shared societal expectations for conduct and behaviors that are deemed appropriate for girls or women and boys and men. That comes from McCormick and Morrison, 2019, page 157. And so basically, we have these ideas of what is considered normal for each gender role in our mind, these preconceived notions. Where if a girl is super athletic, then she's more masculine, or she's acting too much like a boy. She needs to be more feminine. She needs to dress a certain way. Just things like that, that we have these ideas in our minds that we put on literal children from a young age and tell them what is appropriate and what's not appropriate based on these ideas that we have in our head. The last point that we're going to talk about is the pink tax and wage disparity. So something that's really interesting is you can go to the dry cleaner here in town, and a women's blouse at the dry cleaners costs $14 to dry clean, while a men's shirt might be $4 to $6. So according to McCormick and Morrison, page 20 or 2019, page 156, there was a 48% price difference between men's and women's shampoo and conditioner. It's literally the exact same brand. It's the same formula, except maybe one's jasmine scented and one is macho. And so it's just little things that are marketed towards women are more expensive. It says that between men's and women's razors, there's an 11% price increase for women, for razor cartridges, for lotion, things like that. And it's the exact same product, it's the exact same company, but because they are branded towards women. They might literally be pink, or they might be a certain smell or a certain type. Like, it's more expensive. So this chapter is going to challenge you to look past your preconceived notions about what gender is and why you believe it, and really ask you why, and examine some things. It definitely challenged me in some of the ways of my thinking. It talks about, so why have we moved from binary poles of femininity and masculinity? And that's because we realize that there's so much more in human experience. There's so many more ideas, and there's really a wide range of in between. Why do we associate so many things with a gender before a child's even born? And why do we decide what they like and what they're allowed to be involved in? Why do we believe that some things are okay for a child to like? Why do we believe that some are inappropriate behaviors for their assigned genders? Why do we have a cost injustice in the form of a pink tax, and raise prices on female advertised products? It's just questions that we can ask ourselves and just kind of grow a little bit from it and learn what these differences are and why we have them. And that's the only way really that we're going to be able to move past this, these barriers that we've kind of said. At the beginning, we talked about how it's slowly we're moving away from these ideas, and it is a slow process, but it does take one step at a time. And so this chapter definitely will challenge you and kind of encourage you to move past kind of your preconceived ideas, and hopefully grow from that and learn from that. So I really look forward to reading this with you all and learning a little bit more. Thank you so much.